Man, what in the hell is happening in this picture? Sieghart got the drip. Vegas looks like a K-pop star, which is funny for me to be talking about this because the pop star is right here next to them. I'm 100% believer that Amy helped these two get dressed for this photo because ain't no way they managed to do this on their own. Anyway, welcome to another maintenance announcement. Today we're going to be checking out the new characters that will be receiving the Awakening system. As you could tell by the picture is Amy, Sieghart, and Vegas, the first AP character to receive an Awakening. That's pretty nice. And also some other events that we're also going to be getting in the future. This announcement is very similar to the previous breakdown that we've done 3 weeks ago with Laz, Adele, and Mari. However, there are some changes here and there and some new events that we're going to be getting, so it's worth mentioning them out even if the majority of the stuff here is the same. So before we start, I do want to say real quick that if you enjoy this content and would like to see more Grand Chase in the future, you're more than welcome to leave a like, comment, subscribe, because we do Grand Chase content here on a weekly basis. And also, as a reminder, we have our goal here on the channel. I wonder if we can get 1,000 subscribers before the year end. So if you want to support the channel, I'll be thankful for your support. It's just one button. You just click subscribe and boom, there it is. Here, I'm going to show it again in the video just so you know how it works. You just click that button right there and that's how it works. All right, I'm just bothering time here, so let's just get to it. So for starters, they mention around usually the same stuff from what I can tell. It's just about the core system, how the Awakening skill works, and how the support cores work. One thing that is worth mentioning is that they added voiceover for some skills, mostly just Awakening skills from what I can recall. So for the Brazilian players or anyone else that play with the Portuguese voices like me, even though I'm from Brazil, so I'm a fake. Every character that got the Awakening mission so far has got Portuguese voice lines. I don't know if other voices have been implemented as well, like the English voices, the Japanese voices. I'm pretty sure they have Japanese voices, if I can recall. Either way, other voices probably will have these as well soon enough, hopefully. So there's something we have to look up for. And here we also got the tickets, where if you still haven't used your ticket, you can now use this ticket right here to claim the third box of the Awakening mission. And here we got the bug fixes and improvements for each character. If you know how Awakening system works now, you kind of know what this update kind of is. It's essentially just a big text that says some attacks are now easy to hit, some windows motions are easy and better to connect, certain attacks now hit multiple times, jump attacks are now much better. Honestly, I don't think it's that worth talking about it too much here because everyone just kind of received the same thing, and talking on a technical level is going to make this video into an hour-long video. So to only mention some things here that I noticed here and there, and you're more than welcome to read this on your own because I'll be sharing the link in the description below if you want to read more carefully on your own. So for Amy, a few things here changed. For instance, now she attacks when changing modes, which I think is pretty funny just thinking how that's gonna look. Now you can fire 2 projectiles before doing the second jump attack. These projectiles now increase range. They now pierce through enemies, and they disappear upon hitting the very bottom of the floor of the level. And this goes for all jobs as far as I noticed. I think except for the second one, because the second one doesn't have a projectile. Yeah, so it doesn't have a projectile, but what they did instead is they increase the damage upon falling, and they make it easy to connect with combos afterwards hitting the enemy on the ground. For Sieghart, the very unique thing that they added for this is that they mostly adjusted the rage bar. For instance, they adjusted how many attacks can increase your rage gauge, which before not many jobs could increase the rage gauge faster. As far as I remember, only Gladiator could increase that rage gauge really fast. That's why I always run it, because some attacks here and there can just easily recover all your rage back, which it's really helpful. They also increased the rage duration, which is now adjusted to the same for all jobs. Also, I'm not sure if I read this correctly, but they're adding 2 rage bars for Sieghart, which pretty interesting, if I can say. They're gonna add like the Kalia system. Like Kalia has the whole 20 bars, and Sieg's gonna have 2 rage bars, which is really interesting to think about. Again, I'm not sure if I read this correctly. I could be wrong on that. We'll have to see how this works in game, because this one, it's personally what caught my attention so far. Like 2 rage bars. That's really interesting. Duelist did got something here that it really made me excited. Now they adjusted the rage consumption on this attack, where it starts at 0, but then gradually it increased the number of chain attacks. So essentially, the more you use this attack, the more rage it depletes. And considering how we're supposedly going to be getting 2 bars, I do wonder if how broken this is going to be now, considering the situation that they're fixing as well, the rage bar. So it kind of makes me wondering how fast you can recharge your rage bar with the duelist, and more importantly, how fast can you decrease this bar as duelist. It really makes me kind of just wonder, and as a duelist main, it really kind of makes me interested. But then there's the Prime Knight, and there's one in here that I know some people are going to be really happy. They eased the timing to allow smooth additional commands inputs. I think personally, easing the GF is like a very good call for the character like Sieghard. I mean, if you already master the timing, it's probably not going to be much of a big deal. It means you just have a big opening to do less precisely, if anything, or just change the rhythm. Specifically, I feel like some people can see this as a bad thing because, oh, everybody now can do GF. It doesn't feel as rewarding. But when other characters who have GF perform easier than Sieghard, is there any reason for you to be doing GFs? Uno also has GFs on mostly his skills more than his attacks. The timing to do those GFs are easy, and they have like a big opening to do this sort of things. And overall, it ends up paying off because it does a lot of damage. And also, we don't know how easy it's going to be, right? For all we know, it could still be very tight on some spots. So we'll just have to wait and see how easy that is. If I can do it, it's probably too easy because I suck at doing GFs, man. And lastly, for Vegas, I do like that they mention his first job. Very politely for them to remind me of that. And also, they improve his dash, which now works very similar to Lei's dash, which you just dash, and if you hold your key, he will continue to move forward at his own speed. It's very similar to what Lei has now. And here's some sneak peeks that we're going to be getting tomorrow. Amy here, we can see here, she can do better fluent combos, which really interesting. We can get this. I really love this one. Airborne Amy is going to be really funny to see in action. She's just shooting people in the air. It's so funny. Here's Sig. He got some very cool connect combos that I'm pretty sure you can do before. Same thing for Duelist. Here's his air attack. Here's also the GF. I also changed the visual here, by the way. Before it was like that blue flash of light. Now it's just like a purple orb that appears, which I think is pretty cool. And honestly, I feel like it fits better for the character. Here's the double attack of Vegas. He now does that, which is really cool looking. And here's also the dash, as I mentioned. Now he has very similar to what Lei has now, as I told. And that's pretty much it for the awakening system. Now, moving on to events. Mostly are also the same. Number one, we're going to be getting a new battle pass here, which is everything the same. The only difference here now is this frost set that we're going to be getting. Here's the ever-loving attendance log. Not anything different that we've seen before. The only thing here that I really want to mention is the property scrolls that we're going to be getting, and this box of lovely faces, which I don't know how to feel about this. If you see Zero or Aizen having this face, you run for the hills, dude. But anyway, it's a new phase that we get here, and no comments. But what is worth talking about is the new event here that we're going to be getting. And personally, this one is also one of my favorites for how simple it is the gift box fragment collection. This one is essentially works like a jigsaw puzzle in quotations. You just collect the puzzle rather than solving it. So you can get 10 pieces of this puzzle per day by just playing stuff like Witch's Labyrinth, event missions, dungeon missions, another world missions. Once you get that, you have a chance of getting the fragments between 1 to 9. And once you collect enough of these boxes, you can either waste one of the pieces to gain a specific reward, or collect all 9 and open the gift box. And also, to help out get so many pieces, we're going to be receiving a daily repeat mission. So the first mission is going to require us to clear any special dungeon one time, then we clear another world dungeon one time, and then defeat 100 monsters at appropriate level range, and each one of these will give us a specific piece of the box. We're also going to be receiving a login event reward that we also received a few times before, which, for those who don't know, you have to be logged on for 600 minutes. Once you have all of that accumulated, you will receive the reward in question. This is not 10 hours in a day, by the way. This is accumulated in the week. So for example, you can play like 2 hours Wednesday, maybe 2 hours Thursday, and then 6 hours Friday, and it will still count for your list right here. This is weekly and not daily, so please keep that in mind. And we're also going to be getting 3 of these in the week. which each one of them receiving different rewards. The one thing that is worth mentioning here is that we're going to be getting the rose necklace at the first week. Then we're going to get the pet Puff Creamy for the second week. Lastly, we got a single property scroll for the third week. We're also going to be receiving the third hyperspeed mission. Not much to talk about here. Is essentially the same. The only thing the difference here is because Vegas doesn't have any other jobs, his rewards are slightly a little bit different than the others. Vegas seems to get random card boxes instead of the hero job missions. So if you have like a Vegas already maxed out or anything, I feel like it's more worth going for him instead, just because of that random card box. And also we're getting again the awakening event with the 3 characters as well. Very similar to the previous breakdowns, are the exact same rewards, except this one is now the box related to Sighart, Vegas, and Amy, which is the alternative visuals. So you're more than welcome to pick the one you think you looks the best once these videos come around. We're also getting new Cordy sets. This one, for instance, is the Obsidian Cloud. The pet itself is really cute. I love him very much. This is attack as well. From what I see here, it's a very interesting hitbox when I can tell. We're also getting returning Cordys as well. For instance, we're getting the Romantasy, which is a really cool set. The Shadow Assassin, very fitting for last. The Snow Cantabile, and honestly, my opinion on this set is basically Uno's face. The classic GC band here as well is also making a comeback. Very nice set. Personally, one of my favorite ones so far. And other than that, that's pretty much it for the events. Overall, I'm really happy with this event. Personally, the only thing that I kind of have a problem with is the individual gift exchange you can get. The rewards here are really drastic compared to the last time. I think what we had before was like Archimedia chests and Another World chests over here if you just exchange fragments 1 and 2. Although I still won't swallow the fact that they're giving high potions and high mysterious potions. For the record, in case you want to know, this item right here, it's useless. It doesn't recover shit. It could have been like the higher potion, which I think it would be much more worth it, but like these 2 potions right here are like terrible. Like, I don't know why they would even put that here. The only worth things here that is worth exchanging are the chests for collection, bonus exchange, and this item right here, which essentially allows everybody to revive. When it comes to these fragments, I personally think they could have done a better job, considering how they have done it in the past. It feels a little too weak for this. It's kind of obvious that they want you to use these to open chests and not to exchange fragments. Fair enough, now that I think about it. I feel like they didn't need to nerf the fragments that hard, you know? Like, the fragments were a very nice alternative in case you just like couldn't open the chest by like by the time that the event was ending. Kind of makes me sad that they nerfed the living shit out of this. It is what it is, right? At the end of the day, we can still get some good rewards by just collecting all of them, which I personally feel like it's the main purpose of the event, is to collect all of them to open the chest, and then whatever you get here is like a bonus. Now, for the improvements of the characters, I really am looking forward for these 3 specifically. And then I'm very excited to play with Sighart because I think he is the character that I was hyped for the most, outside of maybe Jin and Aizen. Because here's the funny thing, I wanted my mains to receive Awakening, but according to this list, I'll have to wait up a while because my Aizen and Kalia are coming on April, and these are like my 2 best characters outside of Elysis, and it really just makes me want to die. I think the only character here that I wasn't that excited from when I read the update and all that was Vegas. Not to say that I'm not excited at all for Vegas. I'm extremely excited for him as well because I really have been enjoying playing with Vegas, and now with this Awakening update I feel like he's going to be even more powerful. Also, like I mentioned, he's the first AP character as well, so kind of makes me wonder how the other AP characters are going to be looking like with an Awakening skill. Probably not as different from a hybrid. And lastly, Amy, I feel like Amy is in the middle for me. I wasn't all that excited by her, but seeing some of the things that she got and seeing her in action through the previews, I really look forward as well for Amy. It's a character that I actually underestimate a lot. When I think she's bad, there's always some other people who tell me that she's not all that bad. And when I look back at the character, I'm like, yeah, she's actually okay. So yeah, overall, I'm very excited for these characters. I think they got some very interesting updates, and I really look forward to trying them out in the showcase because they look fun now, and I'm really curious to know how they play out, specifically Sighart. So yeah, on that note, we're gonna leave the video here. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this. Do you guys like the things they changed in the characters, or perhaps you would like something else to be changed, or maybe you're just unhappy with the fact that they changed things you didn't want? You're more than welcome to put in the comments. I'll gladly read them as I go by. So like I mentioned before, if you like this video and like to see more Grand Chase in the future, you're more than welcome to leave a like, comment, subscribe, because we do Grand Chase content here on a weekly basis. And hopefully we'll be able to check the showcase together soon enough, because I prepared myself beforehand for this situation. So hopefully these showcases will not take too long to come up here and there. Hopefully these will come soon enough. But for now, we're just gonna leave the video here. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day today. Stay awesome, stay safe, have a great farm section today, and yeah, we'll see each other next time. Peace out.